Okay, and we're live. Hello. It's been forever since I've done
Keith.
a live. Oh, and of course, as soon as we go live, we get to guest.
It's fine.
It's fine. But we're here to do the live show for Bite Me, You Know I Like It by Faye Quinn. Everybody introduce yourself.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm just here.
Yeah, you're just here.
So Morgan's just here. She didn't read the book. We just
Nope.
Morgan's reading a really hot, smutty novella, and I want to see her face. So
Yeah. So like once she actually
I'm here
starts,
as side entertainment.
yeah, like so once you actually start reading, you'll mute yourself.
and hi guys, I'm Clint from Reed's Readers.
I was gonna fill out my spreadsheets and charts, but I'm so done with that at this point in the year. So
fair.
And I really loved Bite Me because I like to be bit, I guess. I
like life is already taken an unhinged turn, and I love it.
5 out of 5 stars for me. Just
okay. Let me actually go find the thing that I saved that has all the questions. I have it somewhere on my phone. I just need to find it.
Where Ruth Morgan. Fair.
Oh, God.
Ruth.
Okay, where is
I'll be better at the next live show though. The one with the authors, I'll be better.
So I guess we've introduced what is the book about? We'll go with that.
The book is about a boy who is really obsessed with vampires, who ends up moving back to this small town where he's originally from, and he meets this group of people and starts working at this one place. I'm trying to be as vague as I possibly can. So Blair, which is the boy who moves back to Elmswood, where he originally was from, and his parents died there. And he had a house, so he breaks into the house, and this boy breaks in, scares him, blah 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 blah. He ends up working at this. It's a diner, right?
Yes.
Because half the time it feels like it's a grocery store, half the time it feels like it's the diner. It's like a weird place. And
it's a diner.
He meets Richard, the vampire. And things go from there. Oh, and there's also a cat that he saved from a house fire, but that's beside the point. And we'll stop there. There's your description. That is the worst description of this book I think I've ever heard.
I know, but it's accurate. So I guess what format did we read it in? I read the ebook on Kindle Unlimited.
I read physically, KU, and Audible. Because I was listening to it audibly at work. It took me 2 days to get through the audio, but when I was at the house, I tried physically. It hurt too much, so I downloaded it on KU just so I could catch up and listen as I read.
Fair. We've already established you gave it 5 stars, right?
Okay, what did you give it?
I'm giving it a 4 stars, and we'll kind of talk about why.
Understandable. My 5 was solely based on that ending.
Looking at the private chat. Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god. Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that after, Morgan. Okay. I guess we'll start with the characters. Who we liked, who we didn't like. Overall thoughts.
I really liked the sisters.
Ooh, I did too.
Even though I suspected one might be a bad person, and I suspected correctly, but for the wrong reasons.
I didn't. Honestly, my favorite character is Colin. I don't know why. He's just like the annoying little brother, and I fucking love him. And I was like, if anything bad happens to him, I will start crying. I think in my notes for the thing, I was literally like, within the first 100 pages, I was like, Colin's my favorite character. Nope. like, I will take no criticisms.
Also, hi, cool gamer. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah, I think I did a note of. Yeah, it was literally on page 64. I love Colin. He's my favorite character so far. And that's so true.
Okay, is it bad? I might be getting ahead of our questions here. Okay, bye. Nice meeting you. You're welcome back anytime.
Laughing at Morgan's face there.
Call that Julian was gonna be their brother.
Ew.
I called that way too early on because I was like, he says, "Oh, Colin looks like someone I like. Reminds me a lot of Julian." I was like, "Oh,
You mean
it's gonna."
Jeffrey?
Is it Jeffrey?
It's Jeffrey. I quickly checked. So I was like, is
Is
that?
it Jeffrey?
Uh-huh.
My bad. Who the fuck's Julian?
I don't fucking know.
There may
Is
not
there-
be a Julian. My bad.
I'm literally looking to see if there's like a side character with that name.
I promise for anybody who's here
Nope.
that's read the book, we're usually a lot better. It's just we have had to push this several different times.
This planning has been unhinged. We are just unhinged. I'm recovering from a cold.
I went to the club last night. Listen, it's a thing. But I called it early on when he kept saying, "Oh, he looks like him. Oh, he looks like him. Oh, he looks like him. Oh my God, it's their missing dead brother."
It went over my head to the point I literally last night had to be like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Huh? Like, I was like,
and I kind of called the fact that his aunt killed his mother.
oh, yeah, I kind of did guess that. I was like, yeah.
Oh. Love you too.
I guess we'll talk about the two main characters since we haven't actually really mentioned them.
Blair and Richard both have gone through a lot.
Yeah, I really did like them. Although there's just something, like, I can't even pinpoint what it is that just made me be like, I like them, but I don't love them. And, like, I'm not sure even what it is.
I can see that because I like them, but I don't love them either. Like, yes, I gave this 5 stars. It didn't feel right not to give it 5 stars because the enjoyment of that, how that ending all wrapped up, like, it made the whole book worth.
We're just gonna get so distracted by Morgan.
But it's like this isn't an all-time new favorite. It's like it felt like it deserved the 5 based on my enjoyment of the book. But if you ask me in a couple of months, what were the main characters' names and stuff, I don't know if this is actually going to be one that's going to stick. And I don't know if this is actually going to be my best of the year.
That's fair. Like, with me, it was like, I did like all the characters. It is a really well-rounded book, but it just fell flat in some ways of, like, even just, like, with Richard and Blair and, like, their, like, relationship, I felt like there was something, like, missing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a lot of just, like, mutual pining, which I normally love, but for some reason it felt off. And it literally just could be the fact of, like, I do like the trope of, like, one person having to kind of, like, look after the other for a certain reason or, like, monitor the other. Like, I don't mind that trope, but I think it's just the fact of, like, they went so far in their relationship without Blair finding out that Richard was kind of almost like observing him for the government, we'll just say, to kind of make it easier. but it was just like, I think it was because in the back of my head with Richard's character, I was like, but is he being genuine? I think
Okay.
that's made me not like him as much, which then I was kind of like, eh.
I'm gonna make a comparison to something that's gonna make me really mad and really sad that I'm having to compare it. This felt a lot like Twilight. Very insta, the whole gothic kind of person. I'm already obsessed with vampires, so why not him end up with a vampire?
I mean, there was Twilight references.
There was a lot of Twilight references, and I'm like I said, I gave it a 5 based on enjoyment. Now, is this the best thing ever written? No.
No.
Oh, sorry, Chewy. Will this become my favorite book of all time? God, no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
This will never compete with Red, White, and Royal Blue. But, hell, it won't even compete with Say You Swear for this year's. Okay, compare. Okay, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about, but not anything to talk about when it comes to this book at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the thing, kind of like, I guess we'll move on to the plot because there's a plot,
But there's no plot.
but there's no plot. And that's, I think, one thing of like, yeah, I will take a book that has very little plot and read it. But this one, I was literally just like, it almost just felt like scenes strung together with no meaning. Which, like, is a good thing sometimes to just have a book that has, like, you don't really need to focus too much to get the vibe and the gist of the characters and know what's going on. But I was just expecting a more, like, thorough plot.
Like, we didn't actually start getting actual plot till like page 400 something.
Yeah,
was
like the
like-
first, like,
It wasn't even like build up of the town
yeah,
or build up of the people. It was just like, oh, everyday life.
yeah, which, like, I don't mind, like, every so often, but it's like everyday life of the character for like 2 months and just kind of seeing him like going, like seeing Blair going to the town and kind of meeting the people and like that type of thing, fine. Like the first like 150 pages, whatever. But like from page like 150 to page 400 could have been like 100 pages
Yes.
instead of 250.
Which, that's why I said that, like, I'm wanting to continue the series because I'm kind of intrigued by this whole ghost possession dating thing.
Yeah, that I'm like,
But at the same point, it's like, it's not a necessity. I don't have to finish it like yesterday. Like, I have now flown through the 3 for pucking around, and I want to do book 2 next month because I'm like, I have to know what happens. This, I'm like,
yeah, I'm sitting here like, yeah, like I added it like this sequel to like my series tracker because I intend to read it, but I'm not like, oh my god, I'm definitely reading it later this month, or oh, I
Is
have
it
to read it
bad?
before the end of the year. I'm like, maybe next October.
I only want to continue because I want to know the werewolf story.
That's the same thing with me.
Oh, also, okay. I had a thought because this is the third book. This is the third or fourth book we've done. How would you compare this with the others?
Ooh.
How would you rank our books that we've read?
I think this is my least favorite.
What other books have we read so far that you think is your favorite?
I'm literally having to go to my spreadsheet.
Because I can't ask this question next month because we'll actually have the authors with us.
Honestly, this is gonna sound insane, but our first book that we read, that was my favorite. I think The New Guy was my favorite. And then probably Love and Monsters, then Wicked Lies Boys Tell, and then Bite Me. I think.
I'm going to change that up. I think mine is New Guys, then Wicked Lies Boys Tell, then Love and Monsters, then this.
Oh shit!
Because I think about Wicked Lies Boys Tell more than I think about Love and Monsters.
See, it could be literally just because I read Love and Monsters last month versus Wicked Lies Boys Tell like end of August.
Yeah.
But
It's just my brain goes back to those characters before I go to Love and Monsters.
that's
Even
fair.
though I'm pretty sure I rated did I? Hold on.
I
What
don't
did I rate Wicked Lies Boys
I
Tell?
don't know. All I know is the new guy will always be like so far right now is my favorite that we've read. It's also my favorite live show we've done. And the three of us know why.
Yes.
Because the three of us know what happened afterwards.
Oh no, I gave it a 5-star as well. So yeah, I think I've given every book we've read 5 stars.
I haven't given a single book that we've read 5 stars. The highest I did was 4.5, which was the new guy, but I couldn't give that one a 5 because I was like, there's just something.
But I will state next month or this month's book has high potential to be a fave.
I am so excited for it, which we'll talk about that a little bit more
Yeah.
at the end.
But yeah, I was just like, because we don't. Is there anything that we need to really discuss about this book?
Honestly, I hate to say it, not really. Like this, I feel like is a book that like it was enjoyable. I liked it. Discussing it right now, like the last like 15 minutes has been fun, but I'm like, it is not one that I like. One of the questions that we have is like, would you reread? No.
Not really.
Would you buy it for somebody? Maybe if they were like, I want like a gay paranormal vampires.
I would buy it for someone who's looking for a gay vampire story that
Yeah.
wants something that they've never read.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't
Like
just
Morgan,
buy it.
I would buy it possibly for Morgan.
Yeah, because we know that she likes that. Would you read another book by the author? Yeah.
I will check out more. She also has Christmas ones that I'm very curious about, and I almost put one of her Christmas books for next year.
Oh, wow.
But I found out they're all part of a series, and I went, never mind.
Fair.
They're like the Christmas Daddies or something series.
Yeah. I'm interested, but I'm not like, oh my god, I need to read.
Yeah.
Any other comments besides like, yeah, it was enjoyable, but
I'm just glad we didn't have the author for this. Imagine if we would have gotten Max Walker, Faye Quinn, and then got Riley Hart and Christina Lee, and we would have had to sit here and discuss this book with her.
So like I love the author. I would read more by them and like all that, but I'm just like it's kind of like this book didn't when I first heard about it, I was expecting a lot more. Like don't get me wrong, it's not a bad book.
We should have done
I overhyped it for myself.
I feel like we should have done the other popular vampire one that's going around.
The one that we were originally going to do, but then we switched.
Yeah.
We should have done that one.
Yeah,
and that one we probably
how to seduce or bite or kiss your neighbor or something.
Yeah, like that one. We should have done that one, which we were originally going to do, and then you were like, oh no, this one, because you were excited for you kind of wanted to read.
Well, I mentioned it to you, and we were like, oh, both of us really wanted to read Faye Quinn, so why not us give Faye Quinn a try?
Probably should have.
Which is what tells me is to stick with my guns.
Uh-huh.
Which is why I do have our list made for next year. Our potential list, some of them may change throughout the year depending on...
I think we're at least content with the first 4 months 100%.
Yes.
Because those have been planned for like months.
Yeah. The rest may change. It just depends on if I hear bad reviews or I try it or one of us try a book by an author, and we end up like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's been like,
And
maybe
the
not.
Christmas one is literally there as a placeholder because I don't know if I'm gonna actually read that one this Christmas or not. It's Annabeth Albert. I don't know if I can
Fair.
wait, and it comes out December 6th. Listen,
Fair. Yeah. I guess the last question is, what books would you recommend that are similar?
Twilight.
Yeah. I
Grave.
haven't read Twilight, but yeah.
Grave.
Honestly. I don't know. I feel like I don't I love vampire books, but I just don't read that many of them.
I don't think I know. I don't think I've read another gay vampire besides I started the Lauren Lust one, but never finished it, so I
Yeah.
can't count it.
I read that and like I wouldn't recommend it. I think I'm actually DNFing that series.
But also our last question is: did you baw? Did you did you bleat? Not really.
Yeah, like there's
I
maybe a
bleated at
couple.
the end when I thought he was gonna die, but that's about it.
Yeah, there's like a couple moments that was just like, yeah, but yeah, no, not really.
Well, that is all we've got to talk about with Bite Me.
I think this is our shortest live yet.
I hope you guys join us December 2nd for Of Sunlight and Stardust, where we will be joined by Riley Hart and Christina Lee to discuss this book. I almost said this masterpiece, but I was like, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if
Yeah,
it's a masterpiece. Um,
I'm so excited to get to interview the authors, even though I've never read anything by either of them. I'm just like this is that would be that will be my first time interviewing authors.
yes, and I'll be like, I've read a couple books by you guys each. I'm introducing you guys to her.
Exactly, like you're introducing me to their books, and who knows, this first one might be like, wow, that I know what I'm all reading next year.
Yes. But I hope you guys join us for this. Any other thoughts? Oh, if Morgan
No.
ends up reading the book in time, she'll join us.
Yeah, but I think that's everything. I feel bad that this was a very short, in some ways, kind of negative live, but it's just that yes, the book was good, but it's just it didn't. There's not much to talk about.
I love how there's not much to talk about, and it's our biggest book.
Yeah, it's like almost 600 pages, and yet there's nothing to talk about, which is kind of upsetting. So let's definitely hope that definitely next month there'll be a lot more to talk about.
Oh, well, there will be, because if it's a
Just based.
Riley Hart, basing off of the other Riley Harts that I've read, and the one Christina Lee, and the two Christina Lee Riley Harts, a lot happens in a small amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of emotions happen.
Yeah, which
Just
I'm excited for.
which I need. I can't wait for this one. I'm waiting towards the end of the month, so it's fresh on my brain. I've been reading my besties' faves and having a gay old time with it.
Mm-hmm. And then I've just been in a reading slump.
And I feel like the girls are not going to like me for the rating for a book that, if it continues the way it's going, the rating's going to stay where I'm at, and they're
Ooh,
not going to like it.
I want the tea once we end the live.
What is their fave? That I've already DNF'd the book once before. That was your only hint. I'll talk about it when we get off the thing.
Okay, yeah, I'm so confused. So we will end this live here. And bye.
Bye.